For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, we are live and amplified. So let's get ready to podcast.
Fire it up.
Welcome, everybody, to another Live and Amplified podcast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we are back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Nicole and Scotty. How's it going today, guys?
Hey, it's going pretty good. How about you?
Oh, it's going pretty good. It's that weird part of the year where in Texas, it's like cool, but it's not cold enough to be turning the heat on. So it's like I'm not quite sure what to do with myself anymore, but it's
Somewhere in the
things are
middle.
good.
Nice.
So you guys are currently in LA. How are things going there? I know you guys are, just mentioned before we jumped on here, you're in the middle of another lockdown, but
Yeah, still dealing with that. So thank God for Zoom, right? Because at least we can have some outside window to the world.
yeah,
But-
absolutely. But before we get started, I want to thank you all so much for giving me the chance to sit down and chat with you and get to know more about you, learn about your music, everything you guys got going on.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
really
Thank you
excited.
for having us.
Absolutely. So for the people that are just getting to know you, or like the people that are just learning about you, what's your backstory? What got you into music? You guys are a brother and sister, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It started with Scotty. He took group guitar lessons when he was 10, and he brought home one of the starter books. It was like the Ernie Ball.
Ernie Ball beginner books. Mhm.
Yeah, and he brought that home with his first acoustic guitar and learned every single song in that book. The first week he started learning how to play. He just fell in love with the instrument and playing guitar. So his teacher started giving him private instruction instead, so he could kind of focus on his skill, and encouraged Scotty to start playing some open mics and testing out his skills in front of an audience. But he didn't want to do it by himself as just instrumentals. He wanted to have somebody to come and sing with him, and I was like, oh, I'll do it for fun. I've been singing, in choir at school or whatever since I was little. I was like, yeah, I'll just do it for fun. Why not? And then we did a couple of open mics, and people were like, oh my God, you guys are really cool. And, do you have a CD that we can buy? And we were like, no, but maybe we should.
Yeah.
So, we started. I've always been writing since I was young. I've always wanted to pursue something having to do with writing. And we started writing songs together and established a YouTube account. And then the crazy stuff started to happen. We put out a cover of Lisa Marie Presley's song, and she saw it and invited us on tour. And then the rest is kind of history. We snowballed into the industry from there.
Nice. How long ago did you go on tour with Lisa Marie Presley?
That's coming up on about 8 years. So 2013.
Okay, wow. Because I know she came, I was living out in New Mexico, and she came through New Mexico in, I want to say it was 2015, something like that. So I didn't know if you guys might have been on that tour or not.
Nice. Yeah, no, we were earlier. It was one of the first legs of the Storm and Grace tour.
Okay, gotcha. So kind of growing up, who were you listening to? Who were some of your musical influences?
Oh, let's see. Scotty, you want to go first on your guitar heroes?
John Mayer was one that inspired me, definitely. John Mayer, all the greats, Eddie Van Halen, Steve Vai, all those kinds of artists.
For sure. And then for me, I've always loved story songs and singers that are more in the alto range. So I love Stevie Nicks. And Fleetwood Mac, and then more current artists. I love Taylor Swift, since I was young, and her songwriting craft is just one that I really, really admire, and her work ethic as well. And like now that we're doing pop music, we're influenced by the electronic music scene. Like there are a lot of really great artists on the up and up, especially in like melodic dubstep or in modern dance music and house. And we like to kind of fuse an acoustic sound with an electronic sound, and that's kind of like our vibe. And it's an eclectic mix.
Yeah.
Everybody we've been influenced by,
We really
honestly.
listen to, like,
Yeah, basically anything.
Nice. Awesome. So you guys released a new single back in 20, well, I say back in 2020, like it was a super long time ago. But you released a single back in or in 2020, Dumb on the Internet.
Yes.
When did you exactly release that? I know it was 2020, but was it early, mid, late?
October 16th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's kind of the story behind that song?
It was inspired by surviving this pandemic, honestly.
Fair.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to take a more humorous approach to kind of processing everything that was happening, because we had tours scheduled. We had like in studio interviews with radio stations and TV and performances all over the place, and like everything got canceled all at once. So we were like kind of scrambling to see how we could shift onto an online model instead, and start like doing weekly live streams and sourcing out media opportunities through like Zoom. And yeah, we kind of like had the idea for a song that kind of like plays off of having to shift your life onto the internet. And the thing that was getting us through was that we were able to, like, especially in the beginning, when things were really bad and we couldn't even see like friends in person,
Yeah.
even with masks, because we didn't know like what's going on. We were just playing games online together, and that like really helped as far as like keeping us sane. So yeah, that's what inspired the song. And yeah, it was fun to put out and fun to write too.
Nice. So I noticed you guys do a lot of singles and singles releases. Is that kind of where you see your musical endeavors staying, is like in the singles lane, or do you have aspirations of doing like an EP or an LP or something like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've actually been working on a two-parter EP, so kind of like a phase one, phase two project. And each record will have 6 or 7 songs on it. Because yeah, so far we've only released singles, but we have so much music. Like our publishing catalog is ridiculous. We've got like a crazy amount, like over 500 songs just in the vault, that are ready to be produced and then sent off into the world. So this if quarantine has been good for anything, it's that we had time away from like physically going to shows and touring and traveling, to kind of spend on perfecting the production for our unreleased material, so we can get things out there in bigger quantities than just singles. Because yeah, we've really wanted to put out like a full length record for a while now, and it's probably a good time to do it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the absolute perfect time. Like, I mean, at least start building towards it, because like once lockdown lifts and the pandemic kind of, or things start to go back to normal, you'll start getting out to do more shows. And so it makes more sense to have a full body of work behind you, because you can go do shows off of it. And every time you go out play, you got, just, I don't have to tell you guys that, but, just having
Yeah,
a full body of work there when you,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
you'd mentioned that you would, when you started playing music, that you went into YouTube and started making like YouTube videos, doing like live performance videos and stuff like that. Was I know you guys are still making those videos. Is that something that you just do for fun, or what was kind of the idea behind that originally?
At first, it was really like our only social media outlet.
Mhm.
We were really new to, marketing ourselves online at the time, and we didn't even know if we want to pursue music seriously until the tour with Lisa happened.
Mhm.
But yeah, at first it was just kind of experimental and, film some covers that we would perform either at home or at open mics, or we started getting bar gigs and stuff, and kind of see what like resonated with people. And then we started getting requests to do covers of other popular songs. And then we would put out our original material and kind of see what people like to hear. But yeah, we still do YouTube. It's been more regular since the lockdown. It was
Yeah.
a little less regular pre-facing that because we were doing live shows, and then we would try to like film, if possible, like a live set and pop that up on our channel. But yeah, we're trying to be more consistent with an upload schedule.
Mhm.
We're also on TikTok. We just started it last year. And it's an interesting dynamic on there, like, the 1 minute video cutoff.
Yeah.
And it's like really meant to reel people into something more. So that's kind of like sent some traffic over to our YouTube channel by saying like, hey, if you guys want to see the full video, check out the link in our bio and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that you touched on something interesting there about it being 60 seconds on TikTok, and like you only like I've noticed that a lot of the successful videos on TikTok are very fast paced, so like they move very rapidly through those 60 seconds,
Yeah,
which is
totally.
something that I have not quite been able to grasp on my end because it's just, but no, TikTok is definitely where it's at right now as far as getting people's attention, and uh it's really smart to see that early and jump on it.
Yeah, for sure. We weren't even honestly interested in hopping on the bandwagon. Our manager was pointing it out and being like, "Hey, guys should just like at least, when you're recording your full length covers for YouTube, like put 60 seconds worth out on TikTok."
Mhm.
And then Scotty accidentally went viral. He was producing an experimental K-pop track, and he was like, "Oh, I wonder if people will like this." And then in like the first 15 minutes, it got like 15,000 views, and we're like, "Whoa!" So yeah, it's all about like hashtagging and kind of paying attention to the trends and seeing what's relevant. And you're right, it's very fast paced. Like, you have to rapidly catch people's attention, and it's hard to like do that if you're not used to that kind of like rapid entertainment.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely get it. So as far as on the creative end for you guys, what's kind of your creative process when you sit down to write music?
Um, it honestly varies. It could be like we had a really bad day and we want to kind of like purge everything into writing, and it's like catharsis, yeah, exactly. Or it'll just be like a random idea that hits me. I usually get lyrics faster than melody. Um, and I can really like punch out a song fast. I kind of like train myself early on to be able to do that, so that in collaborative settings, I'm pulling my weight and remaining, on top of the ball. And then Scotty handles melody and production. He plays 8 instruments, so we've got a home studio. It's right at our disposal. We made the investment so that anytime we've got an idea going, we can just, hop into the studio, grab a mic and start, fooling around, and then laying down a song. Yeah,
Awesome.
so
So
it's fun.
you guys are doing a lot of your own production then, or do you guys go into like proper studios to?
Yeah, it's
mostly-
exclusively.
Yeah, mostly homebrew. Yeah.
Yeah, it's homebrew unless we're working with like on a collaboration and
Right.
we're out of the house with another producer buddy or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes things really easy during the pandemic then, doesn't it? You don't have to worry about
Oh,
trying to get
totally.
into somebody else's studio.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been great. The only like hiccup we've had is that like when we're working with other artists, we usually like just invite them over and we can track their vocals and get the song mixed in the same day. And now it's like, oh, we're sorry, but like you guys have to record from home or find another space because we gotta keep the house sterile and safe. Scotty's at risk. He has asthma, so it's like we gotta be super careful with our exposure. But yeah, so that's sadly the only regret we have, that like we can't have people to record right now.
Yeah. And I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry at this point, So it's like you guys can take care of what you need to, and then as long as they can, like, if you want to do a collaborative effort, I'm sure they've got their own setup, or they can find somebody that has a setup.
Totally. Yeah.
No, so that's cool. So you're currently sitting on a bunch of stuff in the vault, let's call it. Is it right? Is that what you
Yeah.
said, the vault?
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
way to.
what's kind of the plan moving forward for 2021? I saw on Facebook you were teasing that you're getting ready to announce a bunch of stuff, or getting ready to release a bunch of stuff. Is that anything finalized yet that you want to say, or is it all just kind of?
Yeah, we've got some projects that are currently, we're working on a promotion plan with our management team. So we've got a collaboration coming out most likely in the next week or so, and then one in February, one in March. We're gonna drop a bunch of collaborations with friends that we're really excited about, that have been in the vault since last year.
Yeah.
And then by the summer, we're going to put out, hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can pull everything together in time, the first phase of our 2-phase EP.
Awesome. And then as far as, like, obviously during the pandemic, and especially in California, there haven't been any live shows going on. Have you guys been experimenting with like the virtual shows or anything like that, or?
Yeah, we actually got really lucky as far as like finding user-friendly platforms to live stream on. We were invited by a pretty new app called Sessions to stream like almost weekly last year, and we took a little break because it was a bit fatiguing to get at it every week. And live streams, it's like you kind of fall into a rhythm, and then you got to switch things up, take a little bit of a creative breather. But yeah, so we were streaming on Sessions regularly, and then Veeps was really great. We did a lot of Instagram lives and Facebook lives. We even tried out YouTube's live streaming efforts. We were able to do a really cool project with two bands that we're good friends with for New Year's Eve. We did a live stream on a rooftop in LA together.
Oh, nice.
We all quarantined and then wore masks while we were on set. And yeah, we did a live stream through YouTube for New Year's Eve, and it was a really good time.
That's
Yeah, for sure.
I tried really hard to do something very similar, but I just couldn't get the acts together in time to pull something like, because I had a similar idea featuring, because I'm in Central Texas right now, and I wanted to like except mine was going to be like pre-recorded, so I didn't take up everybody's like New Year's Eve to be with the
Gotcha.
friends and family and whatnot. Except I just couldn't get the acts together in time, and I was just like, next year I'll make it work.
Absolutely.
Because it doesn't seem like this is going anywhere anytime fast, which is
right. Yeah, for
um
sure.
is there, so when there isn't a global pandemic going on, how often are you guys usually out doing like live gigs or in-person gigs?
Very often.
Yeah.
Very often. I think, gosh, I don't think there was a week in 2019 where we didn't play a show or we weren't on some kind of a tour. At the very beginning of the year in January, we toured to Nashville for a week, which was awesome. It was our first time down there, and it was a blast. Oh my gosh, the venues we played and the people we met, it was a great time. And then spring of 2019, we were on tour for this really great high school nationwide tour. It's called High School Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically turn like high schools into like a football field. They'll turn it into like a mini Coachella.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they'll invite like 10 or 11 bands on. They're sponsored by really,
Hollister.
yeah, like really big
Yeah.
brands like Hollister. And they always have like a major artist headlining. So
Mhm.
the tour, the leg of the tour we were on, it was the Plain White Tees, and
wow.
that was epic. It was a really,
It
really
was
fun
amazing.
time. And then yeah, the rest of the summer it was just festivals all over California. We went to Arizona twice. And again at the end of the year, yeah, just a lot. So we really miss traveling and you know, having that camaraderie with other bands and you know, getting to meet, you know, people, fans of music and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where's one place that you haven't had a chance to play yet that you really want to? Like as far as like cities or states?
Oh, let's see. New York.
Okay.
We really want to go to New York in the US. As far as internationally, we were supposed to tour to Australia for our first time last year, and that fell through. So
Yeah.
hopefully we get to go after this is done.
Awesome. Australia is I haven't been to Australia, but it is also on the top of my bucket list of places to get to for Live and
Absolutely.
Amplified. You know, it's like, and thanks to, that's a really weird thing to say is, but thanks to COVID, we've been able to like really expand our audience and our reach and our fan base and our musician contacts out in Australia.
Oh
And it's
wow,
just,
that's awesome.
Nice.
yeah, it is just like, man, now like I wanted to go there before COVID, but like now I have to go there. Like there's no
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Right.
No is not an option.
Yep. It's like I was sitting there I was trying to look up flights and I'm like, I could make an 18-hour flight or whatever work. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
destroy my knees, but you know, I'll make
No,
it work.
it's worth it.
Just have plenty of podcasts saved to your phone.
Yep.
You know, good Spotify playlist, movies, and you'll be set.
Yep, all that. So outside of music, what are some of your hobbies? What do you guys do to kind of escape?
That's a great question. We really we both game, so gaming. And we're trying to kind of like see if we can become Twitch streamers. We'll find out.
Maybe.
We just started recording some gameplay, like pre-recording it, and we're gonna pop that on our Twitch channel and see if people dig it.
Nice.
Because a lot of like really cool artists that we admire kind of like do the same thing. They'll
Yeah.
cross over into gaming and you know, kind of engage their fans in that way. And I think that's really cool, you know, to kind of show people a different side of yourself. And you know, it's a bit more of a relaxed environment because you get to joke around and you know, experience something. And if you have like a multiplayer setup, then you know, play with fans. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been looking at doing the same thing, except the gaming systems I have are so old that people would probably run me off of Twitch.
Oh no, what's your favorite console? What do you play?
Well, right now, all I have is a PlayStation 2
Oh, gotcha.
because I did a fundraiser gaming game through Extra Life for the Children's Miracle Network. It was like a gaming fundraiser,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I signed up for it, and I realized I didn't have a gaming console to play
Oh no.
because I'd always had like a play. I'd always had something, and then one year I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And then I realized I didn't have a console, so I went to the like it wasn't GameStop, but it was like a local version of GameStop.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what do you have that's like not gonna make me broke? And they're like, well, we got a PS2 that we could sell. We got this PS2 over here we could sell you for $30, and then there's a whole bunch of games back there. I'm like,
There
okay,
you
so
go.
for $60, I got a PS2 and like 5 games,
Sick.
and I was out. And then I just never upgraded from there. And then during the pandemic, I was looking at getting a PS4, but
Mhm.
you couldn't find those anywhere. So
No, I know.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We were trying to get a Switch last year and
yeah,
it was like on back order for 6 months. We finally got one for Scotty's birthday, but it was like the only one that our
Yeah.
local GameStop was selling.
Like
And
the last one, like,
yeah, and we had like notifications turned on to see when they're, when they have another one available, and we called right away to reserve it.
nice.
Crazy.
What are some of the games you guys play?
Let's see. Right now we're doing a bunch of Switch games. So we're doing Breath of the Wild, the new Legend of Zelda game. We
Mario
got
Kart.
Mario Kart, Animal Crossing. And we're doing for as far as recording gameplay, a more like obscure game. It's we got it off Steam, the Danganronpa series. It's a Japanese game that originated for what was it?
It was like the PS Vita, like the handheld console, and it never came to America. And then a few years back, they put all the games on Steam, so it actually has a massive following in America now. So we're super into it now.
Yeah, we're getting into it. It's like a murder mystery visual novel
Oh, wow.
experience. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's really crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely think there's a way to promote your music through doing Twitch, because like there's a huge growing music community out there, or that are on Twitch. Like some of them are doing gameplay. I kind of have a feeling it's more of the EDM market, where they could sit there and like do their like their own like performance or whatever.
Totally.
Yeah. Like Dan Mouse has a Twitch channel that he does music on. Proximity is a YouTube channel specifically for EDM that a bunch of DJs do live sets on. I know one of my favorite DJs, Millennium, he does music production there too. So there's something that we can do there too, probably.
Yeah, like production tutorials and stuff.
Yeah. I noticed that was something that you guys had done a little bit on your YouTube channel, right? You'd done some like more how-to type videos, correct? Was that
Yeah. We were sponsored by a really great sound library called Splice, and they asked us to do a couple of like tutorial videos on how to utilize what they have to offer. And yeah, that was a really good time. I think we're gonna do a couple more of those, and then kind of our own thing. Scotty has another favorite DJ called Asher Postman on YouTube, and he'll like do like meme remixes and stuff. And it's like a big hit with, our like the younger, like the Gen Z kids. And they really like, it resonates with them. So we kind of want to dabble in that and see if people dig what we have to offer in that department.
Nice. That's really cool. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time. What do you have on the docket, like as you get ready to release your collaboration video or music? Are you looking at doing any like visual content for anything for like Dumb on the Internet? Are you guys looking at doing visual content, or is that not really something?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you asked. We got ourselves our first green screen, and
Nice.
we're working on learning video editing so that we can do everything even more homebrew than it was before. So we're working on fan participation video for Dumb on the Internet. We asked a bunch of our listeners to send us videos of themselves kind of doing their thing in quarantine, whatever it is, like working from home, playing with, their kids or their animals, or, Skyping with friends and stuff. And we're going to incorporate all that footage, and then, shoot the B-roll with a green screen at home and see what happens. So it's an ongoing project, but it'll hopefully be out soon.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it. What's been the hardest part about trying to learn how to edit yourselves and all that fun stuff?
Oh gosh, it's the time management, I think.
Yeah.
Am I right?
It's time management, and it's also trying to find a program that fits our needs without being overly expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
kind of
yeah.
like compensates for the wide range of things we want to do.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, I want to thank you all so much for giving us the time to sit down and chat. Where could everybody find you guys online if they want to listen to your music or see what you guys are up to? Where's the best place for people to do that?
Absolutely. We are on Spotify. We're called Nicole and Scotty, Nicole, and the and sign Empress and Scotty on Spotify. And then basically we're everywhere on social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere. All those handles are Nicole and Scotty with the AND, because they won't let you use special characters. So
Okay.
you can listen to, we've got 4 singles out right now and plenty more music on the way. And thank you so much for having us on today. This has been a blast.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. And to leave you guys with the most polarizing question I can possibly ask you:
Yes.
pineapple pizza, yes or no?
No, because we're Italian, so I will like get in huge trouble if
Okay.
I say yes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to any pineapple on pizza fans out there.
Well, you're kind of bucking the thing, or like what I've come to learn to be fact is I'm from Chicago, so pineapple on pizza is a definite no. You will
Right.
get burnt at the stake for doing
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
But I've learned that it is a very coastal and southern thing.
You are
Yeah,
absolutely right.
it
Our
is.
mom used to live in Hawaii, and
Okay.
she loves pineapple on pizza. And like, yeah, exactly. In that like area, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Chicago, Boston, New York, it's a
Yep.
sin.
Yep. Nope, it ain't happening, and you're good. But once again, thank you guys so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Thank you
you so much
everybody
for
for
having
tuning
us.
in, and we will catch you guys later.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Yep, we're good.